Chapter 177. Good. Yi Tian followed this king level through the layers of guards, entered a huge fortress, and immediately received a token. This token is one of the credentials to enter the space rift, which is to prevent a fierce beast from sneaking into the earth. After all, there are all talents in this era, and there is also a camouflage talent, and the people of the Zhanghai Superbase know the camouflage talent, so they set the token. If a person falls, his hole cards will also be broken, and only by carrying his own refining hole cards can he break through the formation light curtain on the surface of the spatial crack. Otherwise, there is no way to pass through. Yi Tian passed through the spatial crack and soon saw a huge base. This base is undoubtedly much smaller than the Zhanghai Superbase, but in terms of defense, this base is stronger than the Zhanghai Superbase. There are no high-rise buildings in the base, only huge castles and palaces, each of which is made of very solid stone and arranged with defensive formations. The price is very high, but there is no way. If not, with a fierce beast attack, the base will be destroyed. For example, many high-rise buildings in the China Overseas Superbase are not sturdy, but they are built because the interior of the base is relatively safe. And this is the front line of the battle, and it is impossible to build such flashy high-rise buildings. Entering the base, Yi Tian went to report under the leadership of a guard and officially stationed at the base. Base overview and talent copying. In the next few days, Yi Tian had a preliminary understanding of this base. First of all, there are not many people in this base, most of them are strong people above the king level, and there are a small number of grandmasters. These grandmasters are all armies jointly invested and built by major forces, and they are responsible for dealing with the attacks of some top fierce beasts and high-level fierce beasts. After all, many fierce beasts have very low IQs, and they don't understand the power of the base at all, and they come to attack when they see people, and these problems are dealt with by the army. Under normal circumstances, except for some special tasks, the powerhouses above the king level are all cultivating in the base. But right now, normal cultivation is not possible, because there are often some saint-level fierce beasts and emperor-level fierce beasts nearby, and strong people above the saint level will often go to investigate the situation. Yi Tian is a newcomer, so he has a 1-month rest period, and after a month, he must also go on a mission. For Yi Tian, the only advantage of this base is that there are a lot of pseudo-mystic level talents. Emperor-level and saint-level powerhouses can be seen everywhere. If he could have gotten here early, he wouldn't have had to worry about the arcane defense talent, the arcane level strength talent, and the arcane level speed talent before. At this time, Yi Tian's copying talent cooldown is over, and he can copy it again. Thereupon, Yi Tian chose an emperor level arcane level speed talent and copied it into his hand. Fusion. 10 minutes later, Yi Tian's speed talent changed, and it became an arcane level speed talent. Now, Yi Tian has a total of 3 mystery-level talents. Strength talent, mystery. Defense talent, mystery. Speed talent, mystery. Yi Tian, who has 3 mystery-level talents, is probably the only one in the Zhanghai Superbase. There was still a chance. Yi Tian didn't use it. He was ready to copy the Bloody Eye Witch Emperor's Bloody Eye talent. The Blood Eye talent is a pupil talent, which is related to the divine sense, and can compete with the soul attack talent. If this talent is copied, even if he faces the Emperor-level fierce beast with the soul attack talent, maybe he has a little hope of saving his life. However, he inquired, and the Blood-Eyed Witch Emperor and the Moon Emperor went to find the Emperor-level fierce beast with soul-like talent, and they hadn't returned yet, so he could only wait slowly. Acquaintances and worries. However, Yi Tian met a few acquaintances in this base, the Holy Maiden of the Evening Moon and Wang Yan. The Holy Maiden of the Evening Moon also hit the holy level. He didn't know what the reason was, but as the Holy Maiden of the Moon God sect, she was also sent over. And Wang Yan was unlucky, but she was selected for the ordinary holy level. This day, Yi Tian and Wang Yan sat in a fortress drinking tea and chatting at the same time. Yi Tian, are you afraid? Wang Yan said. Afraid of what? Yi Tian said with a smile. War. Wang Yan said solemnly, according to the current situation, it is very likely that a big war will break out between the Zhanghai Superbase and the fierce beasts, even more than before. In such a war, the saint level does not know how much it will fall, and the emperor level will probably die a lot. I still remember 20 years ago, when the Shanghai Super Base fought with this fierce beast of the 5-star space crack, and was directly driven out of the space crack and returned to the Earth to defend, and dozens of emperors fell directly in that battle, and 3 emperors at the level of the 36 emperors fell. It wasn't until 10 years ago that we re-entered the spatial rift and re-established the base. I wasn't qualified to participate in that battle, but I didn't expect that this time. I had just luckily stepped into the holy level, but I was sent to guard here. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for me to step into the holy level. Let it be. Someone has to stop the beast. But if you want to say that you are afraid, there is still a little bit of it, but I believe that I will not die so easily. Yi Tian's tone was full of confidence. Hopefully. Wang Yan was a little unsure. Yi Tian knew the worry in Wang Yan's heart. After all, Wang Yan was only an ordinary saint level, and the saint level of her level was the most likely to fall. Once the war came, she would definitely be targeted by the saint level fierce beast. Once she touched a slightly stronger saint level, she would definitely not be able to stop it. Once it can't be stopped, there is only one way to fall. Her chances of survival are less than 1 in 10. Anyone who knows that he has little hope of living is in a bad mood. Therefore, any ordinary saint level who was selected would not be in a very good mood when they really realized that the war was coming. In the past few days, Yi Tian has seen too many saint-level saints with a gloomy face. But there is no way. The fierce beasts want to invade the earth, and the humans want to protect their homeland, and the two sides will inevitably fight. It's inevitable. Return of the Emperors. After Wang Yan left, Yi Tian walked alone on the street. Suddenly, there was a commotion in front of him, and Yi Tian looked at it, only to see 5 or 6 rays of light falling into the base. That's a few emperors. Yi Tian's eyes swept away, and he saw a very beautiful woman. A bright moon appeared behind her, as if the moon god was in the world. But the bright moon behind her was full of cracks, and her face was slightly pale. Next to him, there was a big man with a blood-colored eye in the center of his eyebrows, and he knew that he was a witch at a glance. He is the blood-eyed witch emperor. It's the moon god and the blood-eyed witch emperor who are back. Yi Tian's expression moved, and he hurriedly passed. Soon, he approached the blood-eyed witch emperor 2,000 meters away and checked the other party's talent. Witchman, Xingyuan. Cultivation talent, Huihui. Blood-eye talent, medium. Defense talent, pseudo-arcane, 50%. Strength talents, arcanon. Speed talent, arcanon. Curse talent, elementary. The blood-eyed witch emperor has good talent, with 2 arcane level talents, and in addition to the blood-eye talent, there is also a medium curse talent. Curse talent. Yi Tian was very curious about this talent, but after thinking about it carefully, he still felt that it was better to copy the bloody eye talent. This was a good talent that could save his life. Copy. One thought of copying, the medium blood eye talent is in hand. Chapter 178. After copying the medium blood eye talent, Yi Tian returned to his residence, the 3rd layer of a fortress. Opening the formation, Yi Tian began to fuse the medium blood eye talent. This time there was no pain, just a little fever in his body. Soon, the fusion ended. At this time, among Yi Tian's many talents, there was a medium blood eye talent. And the medium blood-eyed talent is not shot out from the 3rd eye in the center of the eyebrow like the blood-eyed witch emperor, but can be activated from any eye. Originally, Yi Tian thought that when copying this talent was activated, he would have an extra eye in the center of his eyebrows, but now he realized that it was a misunderstanding. With the medium blood-eye talent, Yi Tian's heart calmed down a little. In case that emperor-level fierce beast launched a soul attack on him, he could have launched the bloody eye talent in time to resist the soul attack, and maybe he would not be killed in one move. It's a pity that the real use of the blood eye talent is to annihilate the enemy's divine consciousness and confuse the enemy's soul, rather than directly annihilate the enemy's soul. But this was also the only talent that Yi Tian could find to resist the soul attack. Insights from the Holy Maiden. Shortly thereafter, Yi Tian contacted the Saintess of the Evening Moon and learned from her about the Moon Emperor, the blood-eyed witch emperor, and others going out this time. I really found that emperor-level beast. Yi Tian was surprised. It turned out that the blood-eyed witch emperor went to the place where the Tyrannosaurus emperor fell, and then found the hair of an emperor-level beast, and carried out a curse attack on the emperor-level beast. They determined the approximate location of the other party through the curse attack, and then chased and killed it all the way. Of course, it was not the Emperor-level beast that could only attack souls that was cursed, but another Emperor-level beast. But as long as you find one, you may be able to find that Emperor-level beast that can only attack souls. When the Emperor-level beast is cursed and attacked, it will naturally flee and will not stay in place. Among the human Emperor level, there are those who are good at tracking. After determining the direction, they will start tracking through the breath left by the Emperor-level beast when it escapes. In the end, the great emperors found the Emperor-level beasts, and they really found the Emperor-level beasts that could only attack souls. Under the first battle, a great emperor died, but 10 Emperor-level beasts were killed, and the Emperor-level beast that could only attack souls was rescued by an extremely fast Emperor-level beast. In this battle, the Moon Emperor was not lightly injured, and the Blood-Eyed Witch Emperor's curse talent was temporarily unable to curse due to repeated use, so there was no way to determine the trace of that Emperor-level beast. And this time, the emperors confirmed one thing. The soul talent of that Emperor-level fierce beast could not kill the Moon Emperor and the Blood-Eyed Emperor. If you want to kill a newly promoted emperor, it should only take one move. Only the emperor whose soul strength is 10 times that of an ordinary emperor can block the opponent's soul attack, and the emperor who is less than 10 times can only block a few moves at most. And among the 36 emperors, except for the Moon Emperor and the Blood-Eyed Witch Emperor, there are no more than 10 emperors who can have 10 times the soul strength of ordinary emperors. Several of the top 10 among the 36 emperors are only strong in combat power, and their soul strength is not high, which is bad news. It seems that the cultivation of the 36 emperors is not very high. Yes, they have been cultivating for more than 100 years at most. Although some old monsters among the ancient humans have been cultivating for 200 or 300 years, but they have been in the realm of grandmasters or kings for more than 100 years before. After the great changes in heaven and earth, their cultivation has risen sharply, and their cultivation is still not high. Yi Tian said darkly, judging from the current situation, if you don't kill that Emperor-level beast, the situation is really not good. And the fierce beast side seems to attach great importance to that fierce beast, and sent a lot of Emperor-level fierce beasts to protect it. This raid was unsuccessful, and the next attack will have even less hope. Maybe if you don't make up your mind, you will rush into the opponent's base camp, and it will be over. Continuous cultivation and first mission. Forget it. Cultivate first, and strive to improve your strength. Yi Tian practiced hard, and with the help of treasures, he frantically opened up his brain domain. Almost every 2 days, he could open up 1% of the deep brain domain, and the speed at which his cultivation could be improved as many times that of many Huawei level cultivators, and it was also a speed of progress that they didn't dare to imagine. Unconsciously, Yi Tian had been coming to the guardian base of this fierce beast world for a month. A month of hard work has made Yi Tian's cultivation soar. Now, his deep brain domain has been opened up to 31%. His body strength has reached 3.1 dragon power, and the strongest blow has reached 12,400 dragon power. The attack power of the ordinary Saint King level is only 1,000 dragon power, and Yi Tian has reached 12,400 dragon power. Yi Tian's speed and defense are also arcane level talents, so there are no defects. According to the division of strength, Yi Tian is not counted as a space talent and a time talent, and his true combat power has already reached the peak Saint King level. The attack power of the peak Saint King level even far exceeded that of ordinary emperors, but the speed and defense of the emperor were very strong, and Yi Tian's speed and defense were also slightly weaker after the increase. But if space talent and time talent are considered, Yi Tian can even kill some ordinary emperors. I can be regarded as having emperor-level combat power, but unfortunately I still can't threaten the true top-level emperor, unless my talent can surpass the arcane level. Yi Tian sighed, but he tried. Once his talent reached the mystery level, there was no way to copy the same kind of mystery-level talent, and it seemed that the mystery-level talent was the peak. But Yi Tian had a vague feeling that there should still be a level above the mystery-level talent, but he hadn't encountered it yet. Ding! A message came from the liaison about his mission. Check the situation of the fierce beasts in Area 13. Report the mission situation at any time. Double mission. Mission time, 3 days. Area 13 is about 300,000 kilometers away, which is not very far. But this is the world of fierce beasts, and a distance of 300,000 kilometers is already very dangerous. Especially now that it is in a tense situation, ordinary saint-level people don't dare to go deep for 300,000 kilometers at all. But Yi Tian is a great saint level, so he was assigned the task this time. Yi Tian felt that this task was very reasonable, so he didn't ask to change the task. Base exit. Yi Tian soon met his partner for this mission. Wind kills blood. Yi Tian looked at the wind and blood and was a little surprised. His partner for this mission turned out to be him. But when he thought about it, there are not many great sage levels, and the chance of encountering them is quite high. Yi Tian, what a coincidence. I didn't expect us to team up together on the first mission. Wind Slaughter Blood was also very surprised. Leaving the base, the two did not fly at a high altitude, but adopted the way of running, which was too conspicuous when flying in the beast world, but a little more hidden on land. On the road, Yi Tian asked, Wind Blood, you are a core member of the Battle-A-Hawk Mercenary Pavilion. I'm interested in a book of sword skills in the hands of your pavilion master, the Battle-A-Hawk Emperor. I don't know how to borrow it. If you want 10 gold-level sword skills, then I don't have it. You're talking about the sword technique that surpasses the gold level. I'm just a registered disciple of the Battle-Axe Emperor, and I can't help you ask for that sword skill. Wind Killing Blood said very seriously. Chapter 179. What's the solution? Yi Tian's interest was piqued. Originally, he just asked casually, not expecting to get any information from Wind Killing Blood. But he didn't expect Wind Killing Blood to actually have a way. Suddenly, he was curious. If it were usual, it would be difficult to borrow the Tomahawk Emperor's sword technique, but now is a special period, and if you have made a great contribution, you may be able to make this request. Then there are a few more difficult requirements, and I don't think you can complete them, but let's talk about them. Wind Killing Blood explained one by one. First, if you have a treasure that enhances the strength of your soul, let alone borrow it, it is possible to directly trade that sword technique. Second, you can also borrow 3 gold-level axe skills, but gold-level axe skills are rarer than knife skills, so there's not much hope. Third, apprenticeship with the Tomahawk Emperor. As long as it is a personal disciple, he is naturally qualified to borrow that sword technique, but since the death of a personal disciple of the Tomahawk Emperor 30 years ago, the Tomahawk Emperor will not accept formal disciples, unless it is a real genius against the sky. Fourth, Shou Yuan Dan. If anyone has Shou Yuan Dan, they can directly trade that sword technique. What? Shou Yuan Dan? What does the Tomahawk Emperor want Shou Yuan Dan for? The holy level of the perfect foundation can live for 1,500 years, and the Emperor level can live for at least thousands of years. The lifespan of the Tomahawk Emperor is very long. Why do you need Shou Yuan Dan? Yi Tian was very puzzled. For his wife, Feng Slaughter explained, this is a secret that many people don't know, but it's not a secret to many of the older generation of Saint or Emperor in the Zhanghai Superbase. The Tomahawk's wife was the wife he married before the great changes in the earth. Unfortunately, the Tomahawk Emperor was talented, but his wife did not have any talent. At the beginning, it was very difficult for human beings to obtain treasures that could improve their talents, and it was not until 50 years ago that human beings gradually obtained many treasures that could improve their talents. The young people of our generation were very lucky, and it was easy to improve their talents, or even increase their talents, but it was too difficult for the older generation. Therefore, until 50 years ago, the Tomahawk Emperor paid a great price and only gave his wife a medium talent. At that time, the Tomahawk Emperor's wife did not have much lifespan, and the cultivation speed can be imagined how slow it was. During this period, the Tomahawk Emperor paid a lot of treasures to extend the life of his wife, which continues to this day. Now, although his wife's talent has reached the morning star, she has always been at the limit of a great martial artist, and she has no way to impact the Grand Master, because her body is too old. If she impacts the Grand Master, the meridians are easy to break. This is not a talent that can break through, unless you can obtain the treasure of reversing youth. There is no hope for the Grand Master for the rest of her life. That's what happened. Yi Tian couldn't help but feel sorry for the Tomahawk Emperor. It's really hard to cultivate when you're too old, even if the talent is high. If you cultivate at a very high age, you have no future. For example, he found out in the civilian area Yi before that many old people have very good special talents, but he didn't recruit them, because even if he did, there was no way to cultivate. The vitality in the bodies of these old men is about to be exhausted, and not only will they not be able to improve their strength when practicing martial arts, but they will even squeeze their vitality, causing them to fall in advance. Age is an insurmountable limit, and the older you get, the more difficult it is to cultivate. If you can't step into the Grandmaster at a young age, you won't have much potential in the future, and it's too late to improve your talent when you're old. As powerful as the Tomahawk Emperor, he is powerless against it. Of course, there are countless treasures in the world, and maybe you can rebel against the treasures of youth, but he doesn't have it, the Tomahawk Emperor doesn't want it, and the entire Zhanghai Superbase doesn't have it. But for Yi Tian, this is an opportunity. Because he has a Shou Yuan Dan, which comes from the temple space, and can extend his life for 100 years. The reason why the Tomahawk Emperor wanted to prolong his wife's life was not only because he wanted to live with his wife for a longer time, but also because he had a way to let his wife step into the Grandmaster in the future. The fact that the current Tomahawk Emperor can't do it doesn't mean that the Tomahawk Emperor in 100 years can't do it. When this mission is over, go find the Tomahawk Emperor. Yi Tian had already decided in his heart. Regarding the matter of Shou Yuan Dan, he did not mention it with wind blood. Wind-killing blood is actually not bad. At least it is righteous enough, such as the time in the temple space, chasing and killing Sun Qing for the sake of the dead king, which is very good. Exploring Area 13. Soon, Yi Tian and Feng Bloody came to Area 13. Yi Tian, be careful. Although your strength is stronger than mine now, you may encounter an Emperor-level fierce beast here at any time. An ordinary Emperor-level fierce beast is just that. We can deal with it. But if we encounter that kind of Emperor-level fierce beast with a strong special talent, we will be finished. Don't worry, I'm here. We'll be fine. Yi Tian showed strong self-confidence. Feng Killing Blood didn't know where Yi Tian's confidence came from, but he reminded again, it's better to be careful. How do we probe? Part. Yi Tian said, it's okay. There isn't much difference between one person and two people. If you really encounter a powerful Emperor-level beast, it's a good thing to be separated. Wind Slaughter nodded. Yi Tian knew the meaning of the words of the wind and blood. If he really encountered a powerful Emperor-level fierce beast, he could at least live if he was separated. But Yi Tian has his own plans. He has too many secrets, and if he separates, at least it is convenient to use his means. Phew. Yi Tian separated from the wind-killing blood and probed Area 13 in two directions. The so-called exploration is to confirm the level and number of fierce beasts in this area, rather than fighting. So, the first element of exploration is to hide the aura. Even if you encounter a low-level fierce beast, you must not kill it. There are more than 100 top-level fierce beasts. 3 king beasts. Found a saint-level beast. Found a beast nest. There are about 10 saint-level fierce beasts and hundreds of king beasts, top fierce beasts and high-level fierce beasts in the tens of thousands. Yi Tian reported the information he had collected little by little. The reason why he probed so quickly was because he used spatial perception. Even the fierce beast sleeping underground, it was difficult to avoid Yi Tian's spatial perception. A day passed, and the places that Yi Tian was responsible for exploring in this area were basically clear. That's when it happened. Feng Killing Blood sent a message, Yi Tian, I found a strange beast nest. My divine sense can't perceive the situation inside. The current situation is unknown. Do you have a way? If there is, come quickly. If not, try not to come. Yes, Yi Tian replied. Then, Feng Killing Blood reported his location, and Yi Tian rushed over. It didn't take long for Yi Tian to come to the location where the Wind Killing Blood was. At this time, the wind and blood were hidden in a large tree, and his eyes were quietly fixed on a large mountain. This mountain is completely dark, and the stones on it are actually isolated from the divine sense, but there are often saint-level fierce beasts entering and leaving the cave of this mountain. It can be seen that this lair is not simple. Seeing that Yi Tian was coming, Feng Killing Blood hurriedly transmitted, don't show your breath. This nest is not simple. Chapter 180. Yi Tian retracted his breath and entered the inside of the big tree. Yi Tian, the stone of this mountain should be a stone that can isolate divine sense, and it is very valuable. Many of the top power headquarters of the Zhanghai Superbase are built with materials similar to this stone, which can isolate the detection of divine sense, and can also suppress the extension of divine consciousness. Because of this, those saint-level beasts didn't use their divine senses to probe me, otherwise I would have been exposed here a long time ago. Yi Tian tried, and sure enough, his divine sense was suppressed. It was estimated that he could only probe 1/10 or even 1/100th of the usual range at most. He didn't use his divine sense to probe the situation on the other side of the cave, otherwise, it would have been easy to find. Yi Tian, do you have any way to find out what's going on inside? Windslaughter asked. In front of the wind and blood, Yi Tian immediately displayed his stealth talent. This. Windslaughter was shocked. He touched Yi Tian in front of him, but his divine sense could not sense Yi Tian's existence. Is this stealth? The wind slaughtered the blood and was shocked. It's not that he hasn't seen the stealth talent. The Tomahawk Mercenary Pavilion has a genius with the stealth talent, and he is often sent to perform special tasks, but the other party's stealth talent still can't hide the saint-level divine sense. But Yi Tian's stealth talent was so terrifying that even he couldn't detect it. Yes, it is indeed a stealth talent, and it can hide from a saint-level fierce beast. Yi Tian's voice came. Then, Yi Tian lifted his stealth talent and reappeared in front of wind killing blood. There's a talent for stealth. I can go over and take a look. Yi Tian said. Windslaughter nodded. Yi Tian, who has such an awesome stealth talent, is definitely the best candidate for reconnaissance, and he will hardly be discovered. Yi Tian went to investigate, and he was naturally very relieved. Infiltrating the lair. Swish! Yi Tian, who turned on the stealth talent and turned on the flying talent, flew over. The reason why the flying talent is turned on, rather than relying on the flying ability above the king level, is to reduce the fluctuation of vitality. No matter how slow the saint-level flight speed is, it will also produce a little fluctuation of vitality. Although it is not obvious in the mixture of heaven and earth vitality, if there is a fierce beast with special talent and can perceive some changes in the heaven and earth vitality, then he may be at risk of being exposed. And the flying talent is a talent, an instinct, and flying with instinct does not cause fluctuations in vitality and is almost never discovered. It didn't take long for Yi Tian to fly to the entrance of the cave and fly in at a low altitude. The entrance to the cave is facing underground, which is supposed to be connected to an underground space. Yi Tian didn't dare to use spatial perception to probe at this time. Spatial perception couldn't deceive powerful saint-level fierce beasts, and if there were fierce beasts that also had spatial talents, it would definitely be exposed. It's here. Yi Tian flew into a huge underground space, like a small underground world. Over here, Yi Tian saw many saint-level fierce beasts, and in the extreme distance, there were still several emperor-level fierce beasts. The breath of one of the emperor-level fierce beasts made Yi Tian feel suffocated. It was a golden bird, as if it was a mythical golden-winged dapeng. A pair of wings may be hundreds of meters long, and their golden eyes are like two small suns, shining brightly. Several other emperor-level beasts were guarding the surroundings like its guards. This big bird should be the king here, Yi Tian guessed. He flew slowly over, and suddenly a familiar longing came. The desire was stronger than ever. Yi Tian understood that he had encountered a treasure that could allow the evolution of the copying talent. Suddenly, his heart was excited. Soon, he approached the big birdie's 2,000-meter range, and then used the copy talent to check the opponent's talent. Species: Golden-winged eagle. Bloodline talent: Radiant moon level. Strength talent: Pseudo-arcane, Sancheng. Flying talent: Arcane. Speed talent: Top. Defense talent: Arcane. Hawkeye talent: Top. Slash talent: Top. Seeing the talent of this golden-winged pung eagle, Yi Tian was completely stunned. The talent of this golden-winged pung eagle is too rebellious. It is definitely an emperor-level fierce beast at the level of the 36 emperors, even stronger than the average 36 emperors. It has too many talents. There are still a few days before the talent can be copied, so don't bother with it yet. Yi Tian said darkly. He valued this golden-winged eagle's mysterious level flying talent and top-level slashing talent, because other talents were of little use to him, and he basically had them. And the mystery-level flying talent and the top-level slashing talent are not bad. Especially that slashing talent, Yi Tian thought of the one-piece slash. It should be an attack-type talent. Maybe it has a special effect, such as smashing solid things. Taking his gaze away from the golden-winged eagle, Yu Tian slowly bypassed the golden-winged eagle and looked at the position behind the golden-winged eagle. Then, he saw a flower growing in the void. That's right, growing in space, rooted in the depths of space. Yu Tian decided to call it the void flower. The treasure that aroused my strong desire is this void flower. I must definitely get my hands on it. Yu Tian made up his mind. This golden-winged pung eagle is definitely here to protect this void flower, so it regards this place as a lair. And because of the particularity of the mountain above its head, it has not been discovered by people or other powerful emperor-level beasts. This void flower hasn't really matured yet, but it's also very useful to my copying talent. I won't wait until it matures. I don't know how long that will be. And when it really reaches full maturity, this golden-winged pung eagle will definitely swallow the void flower in one bite as soon as possible. Yu Tian decided to come and snatch this void flower in a few days. The void flower that can make the void flower evolve by copying talents, he will do whatever it takes to get his hands on it. Of course, the situation here must not be leaked out, otherwise the Tomahawk Emperor and the others will definitely come to snatch the void flower. Let's get out of here. Yu Tian slowly retreated, not attracting the attention of the golden-winged pung eagle. Reporting back. Leaving the underground space and leaving the cave, Yu Tian returned to the place where the wind and blood were located. Yu Tian, how is it? Seeing Yu Tian coming back, Feng Killing Blood asked. There are many saint-level fierce beasts underground, and there are also 4 emperor-level fierce beasts, and the first emperor-level fierce beast is estimated to be as powerful as the 36th emperor. I don't dare to get too close. Obviously, this is a powerful beast's lair, and the other party should not come out easily, so let's try not to disturb them if we can. What Yu Tian said was true, but there was no adulteration of fake content. It's just that he hid the void flower. 4 emperor-level fierce beasts, one is comparable to the 36 emperors? Wind Bloodshed gasped. He was glad he didn't go down, otherwise he would have died. Well, we have to report it and see how the above responds. Wind Blood said. At this time, Yu Tian proposed, I have a talent for stealth, I can monitor here. You first explore the other places, and then go back to the base first. Don't worry, even if the emperor-level beast doesn't investigate carefully, it won't be able to find me. Good. Feng Killing Blood felt that Yu Tian's decision was very reasonable, so he agreed. And what he never expected was that Yu Tian was ready to fight the idea of a fierce beast comparable to the 36 emperor level.